Revenge films.
My name is Harumi Tsukiyama, and I'm 37 years old. When summer comes every year, I remember the time when I was in high school. Back then, there was an extreme geek in my class. I'm gonna be a manga author in the future. She would bring a fanzine to school and read it cover to cover, smiling all by herself. When we were getting hyped over each other's love stories, I don't like love between men and women. There's nothing but tactics and it isn't true love. On the other hand, boys' love overcomes many obstacles to be together. True love. Boys' love is the purest of all. She would proclaim passionately and ruin all of our fun. She would say, "I'm also a model." And she would bring pictures of her weird cosplay and brag all the while. And she would go on boasting her story about how she blew her parents' whole textbook allowance on geeky merch literally the day before they were out for sale, and was severely scolded at by her parents. She would go on being a show-off in this way, but no one wanted anything to do with her, so they just blankly nodded and ignored everything she was saying. But back then, geek spelt negative stereotypes, and thus, Miss Geek in our class was obviously no exception, and was regarded with cold, hard eyes from everyone else. Additionally, there was one thing about her that we just couldn't disregard: her body odor. Just perhaps she'd never taken a bath since entering high school. No showers at all. Her tousled hair looked so reggae, and her shoulders always had snow, even when it wasn't winter. Just by looking at exposed skin from under her clothes, patches of black, dried dirt smears were the highlights, and I barely ever go out. Basically, I stay home all day, is what Miss Geek would publicly say, and thus, even though she shouldn't even have had a tan, her skin was a few tones darker with dirt and filth. One day, I heard the scratching of someone during class, and when I turned to look at Miss Geek, who was sitting behind me, her notebook and the floor beneath her were covered with soot and dirt. I almost threw up. In a nutshell, because of her ridiculously putrid smell going about the classroom and the dried skin and dirt that fell off her at the slightest bit of movement, no one wanted to get close to her, and that girl's seat was forced into a corner 2 whole desks away from everyone. No matter how many times we told her, she would claim, "Huh? I take a bath every day, and I'm very particular about my clothes." There was nothing we could do. She smelled so foul, one of my classmates tried spraying her with some perfume. It was like pouring gasoline to douse a campfire. Her odor and the perfume had a chemical reaction that created an even more powerful smell. The windows were opened immediately for fresh air. We tried appealing to the teacher, but he said that attacking on account of body odor is a violation of human rights and was useless to us. Without any progress, the long-dreaded homecoming of summer had arrived. Our high school has a swimming pool, and we were going to swim as our PE class during summer. Not to mention Miss Geek, who said, "The swimsuit for swimming can be anything, right? I'm gonna wear a bikini." And was so hyped about it. Going in the same water as Miss Geek, changing in the same hot, humid changing room as Miss Geek. Just thinking about these atrocities sent chills down everyone's spine, and
"You're never taking any baths. Don't you even try to come. If you think you're gonna go to the pool tomorrow, you're definitely gonna wash and scratch you and your hair clean. Got it?"
We would force these things upon her. "That's cruel. I'm also looking forward to swimming, you know. And I'm telling you, I take a bath every day."
"If you were, your hair wouldn't be shedding anything, now would it? Even your whole body is black with dirt."
"That's just too far. I'm doing everything." We were all against her at this point, and even Miss Geek, with an unbreakable spirit of stubbornness, was vulnerable here, for real. And this was all witnessed by the teacher, and this whole thing was acknowledged as a case of bullying, and
"You will not say anything about her body odor!"
He harshly disciplined us following that. "You also know about this, teacher. Her whole body is coated with dirt, her head swarming with skin flake. You very well know what'll happen if we go in the same swimming pool as her, right? We even tried objecting to his words, but he said,
If the madam in question says she's washing every day, there's no way she won't be allowed in the pool.
Apparently, this bullying incident was discussed in a teachers' meeting, and it was decided that the victims should be respected. Upon hearing this, one girl lost it. Her name was Chiho Mubita. She was always outgoing and fearless and was a central person of our class with whom everyone wanted to discuss stuff. Chiho, during the lunch break just before PE, grabbed Miss Geek by her sleeve and dragged her to the bathroom. "Stop this! What are you doing?" She paid no attention to the questions of Miss Geek, who was shocked by what was suddenly going on, grabbed her head, and started to wash her hair with soap in the sink. At first, we all lost our minds and were like, "Blah! Chiho, what are you doing? You're insane touching that head."
Hurry up! Everyone help me here. We won't make it in time for swimming.
Chiho asked for our support. She had the idea of getting Miss Geek as clean as she could before the swimming class. "Oh, so that's what you're doing. All right, let's do this." Then everyone joined together and started to get Miss Geek clean. Some of us pinned the thrashing Miss Geek down while others went to find someone with some shampoo on standby. And with teamwork, we literally rinsed and repeated. We filled up plastic bottles we had and buckets, passed them along, emptied them over and over again. There were some who kicked the raging Miss Geek's butt and told her to calm down. This scene here would undoubtedly be a clear case of school bullying at its worst. And honestly, it wasn't anything but bullying. We knew that. We did. But we were desperate. It was monstrous. Black liquid squirted out of Miss Geek's hair, and it sprayed on the mirror and the walls, dripping ominously everywhere. As Miss Geek's hair and uniform got wet, it mixed with the humid air of the room, and a violently rotten reek drifted across the bathroom. Ugh. Sorry, I'm a barf. I can't take it. My head. I'm dizzy. I'm out. A few classmates ran away from the scene, too putrid and too horrifying. A few threw up in the bathroom, and others rushed into the nurse's room. In the end, a regular bottle of shampoo was completely used up. But it was worth it because Miss Geek's hair became lustrous, and we could see an angel's ring on her head. Our good conscience withheld us from stripping her naked and washing her whole body, but we divided the work of scraping her arms, legs, and face, and other parts that were exposed from under her clothes, spotless, and we managed to behold pale, healthy skin for a time, LOL.
Thanks, everyone. Because of you, we made it in time for class,
Chiho said with a bright expression on her face. I thought Chiho a saint, with how she touched that dirty body and ran her fingers through that dumpster pile of hair. But Miss Geek ran into the nurse's office and freaking blabbed everything about what had happened. We were all summoned to the principal's office where we endured a superstorm of rebuke and discipline by our homeroom teacher and teachers in charge of student lifestyles. The swimming classes were canceled. While she was being monitored because of this whole bullying of Miss Geek thing, Chiho briefly faced a suspension after Operation Shampoo Miss Geek, but her mother, who came to pick her up, actually apologized and thanked us, saying that Miss Geek's mother was at a complete loss over her daughter never washing herself clean. The whole incident caused its curtains with us, never receiving any punishment at all. We were sent to the nurse's office to apologize to Miss Geek, but instead we said, "Wow, your hair's so beautiful.
You became so cute.
Your skin is as pale and beautiful as fresh snow." We never intended to apologize, but instead showered her with compliments, LOL. As for Miss Geek, after this whole thing,
Tomorrow is swimming, so make sure you take a shower, yeah?
ding!
Yeah, I will.
She would always take a bath at but a single word of the other girls, LOL.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.